So on the 4% credit card calculations, this is almost identical to our 2% that we did. The difference is that here on the payment, this is now going to be 0.04 instead. We're going to be doing 4% of our payment of our balance instead of 2%. And so because we are paying more every month, we should be able to pay this off a lot sooner. Okay. So our calculations are going to almost be identical to what we had before. We're going to go ahead and in this example, I'm going to put in my vacation balance of $2,580.20. I have 0% for 14 months. And then after that, my regular APR then switches to 17.49%. Okay. Over here in cell D2, I'm going to go ahead and say G equals G2 so that I pull up our amount spent on our vacation. So you notice it will also highlight that cell for you. In cell A3, so A3, I'm following these side directions here now. All right. In A3, I'm going to go ahead and say equals A2 plus 1. The interest is going to be equals D2 times 0 divided by 12, because once again, I have 0% APR for 14 months. My payment, and this is where it's going to change, my payment is the previous balance times 0.04. So the 4% instead of the 2%. And so you notice that now my payment is $103.21 per month. And so then the balance is going to be the new balance is the previous balance plus the interest and then minus the payment. Right? So the new balance is $2,476.99. Here we're going to highlight that row. Okay, remember, highlight, unclick, go so to the blue square, the crosshair there, make it a cross, and go ahead and bring this down until we're at our 15th payment. And so again, this is the 15th payment for me because I had 14 months at 0%. If you have 18 months at 0%, then you'll go to the 19th payment. Okay. And then if you didn't have an intro APR at all, then you would, in the first cell, start with this. So now in the interest is now kicking in instead of the 0%. Okay, so instead of the 0% here, it's going to be 0.1749. The APR is 17.49%. We're dividing it by 12 to get it to a monthly MPR. And then we're going to hit enter. And so now I am starting to accrue $21.24 in interest. Okay. So select that row, highlight it, go to the blue square. So you have the crosshair and go ahead and drag that down. And what we should find is that I don't have to drag for as long as I did before. So we notice that the first payment that is below $15 is right here on payment number 68. So I'm going to delete these ones so I don't get confused. This first payment below $15, I'm going to type in $15 instead. Then I'm going to highlight this row, go to the crosshairs and click and drag that corner until my balance is the first one that's a negative. And so I'm going to go a little bit slower this time because it's not going to take as long as it did before. And so notice that I achieved this in payment 98. And so now I need to change the payment so that this balance calculates to a 0. So this payment is going to become $15.16 instead. And now it's at a balance of 0. So then again, I'm going to come back up to the top and remember to calculate my total paid and my total interest paid. Remember that the total paid is the sum of the payments. So remember, equals is your best friend. The sum open the parenthesis, and highlight your entire payment row. Okay. For the interest paid, okay, interest paid is the sum of all your interests. So again, equals the sum, and then select and highlight all of the cells for your interest that was paid. Okay, so that is how you calculate the total paid and the total interest paid. And I need to see the formulas using equals sum in order for you to get full credit.